I tell you, these people, they do this kind of stuff all the time. If if it wasn't for the fact that it happens all the time, I would think it's coincidence. But because he's come out 30 seconds to 4 minutes before I walk out the door, and was out there waiting on me, him and Gilman both, Randy Davis and Gilman, I figured that Randy orchestrated this because 30 seconds before I walk out the door, here's a man that walks up to the front door of Randy's and just turns right back around, goes back to his car. So here I am, bringing the garbage out, unsuspecting. I had looked at my cameras before and nobody was out there. So he slips up right when I walk out the door, and I guarantee you it is orchestrated by them. They know when I'm about to walk out the door. Randy Davis is mentally ill, and that's why this kind of stuff happens. He orchestrates this kind of stuff all the time and has for years. Guy just keeps sitting there. And then while I'm watering my plants, Randy comes up, pulls up. In a few minutes, you'll see that. So, guy just keeps sitting there, keeps sitting there, keeps sitting there, keeps sitting there. Then he takes off. I'm still doing stuff outside. And that guy comes up the street. Which, dear God, I hope they don't buy that house next door, because if it's the same people that are remodeling down the street, she has an extremely big mouth. She hollers all the time. So I'm out watering, doing different stuff. Take the stuff that I'm trying to paint over into the sun to see if it'll be warmer. And so Randy, he comes home, moves cars around. See, I'm out in the yard, and so he runs home. Run home, Forrest. Goes outside, starts moving vehicles around, which is his favorite pastime. When he could, like they could park an extra car up here, but instead, he just likes to move cars back and forth, revving up the engine, rev, because he doesn't have anything else to do in his life but move cars around. It's funny. He's got this big, huge, let me show you this. He's got this ginormous lot right here that he could put some gravel or whatever, build it up and make parking for him and all his family, his 10,000 grandkids. That he could make parking right over here where he wouldn't have to move cars back and forth. It's ridiculous. He doesn't even use his brain. I mean, like, your brain is pickled on pickle wash, booze all the time, so you don't even think. When he was excavating this, he could have flattened this out, not put this dumb fence up, and flattened all that out and made parking, people could park beside each other. At least 3 cars could have parked in there, if not 4. And then people could have parked behind that too. But he just doesn't use his brain. He could have excavated all that to make it flat. And, maybe built it up right here so that he could even put concrete in there or gravel, put landscaping timbers around here or railroad timbers around here and just made a gravel area that 3 or 4 cars could have parked there. But he's got that lot across the street. But no, we just want to moon, and then back up over here. Because then he can be closer to me. He can watch me. He can, try to get a glimpse of me in all my glory. Because he's obsessed with me. He wants to come over here and get out of his car and try to see me and back up right here. And it's like, let me see Kathy today. Oh my God, I got to see Kathy today. And this was yesterday, 10:31. Got these people come to give me an estimate, and within 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds, Brenda and Claudine are out the door. They jump in the van, and they sit there backing up. They wait until my people get out of their truck, and see, she stops right there. Let me see if I can see what's going on. Because they're so extremely nosy and obsessed with what I do. They cannot. I mean, these people would literally explode if they minded their own business. Literally, they would explode. Their brain would explode. So she sits there, waiting on them to get out of the car. When they start getting out, she backs up so she can see them in the rearview mirror. That she's got a little backup thing in her car where she can see. And so she's got to see people. See what they're doing. Got to have her nose up my butt. Always. And within 5 minutes, here comes Randy back. He's got to see what's going on too. Let me get back home. I got to see who's over at Kathy's house. There he is. And he's got to see. Within 5 minutes, he's here. It's so funny.